right, so I wanted to take a second to look at method 2, converting fractions, using addition and subtraction with decimals to show that to your students by converting them to a fraction, and then using the idea that they already have learned theoretically how to add and subtract fractions, so now we can translate that into decimals. So we want to show our students the connection between fractions and decimals, and how we're going to do that is through the place value chart. So that's something that we talked about back in 7.1. We're going to continue that idea of using place value to represent these numerals as digits and then converting that to a place value. So I've got an example on the screen, and then we are going to walk through these bottom two in your notes. So I'd pause the video, copy that example down, and then once you're ready, restart. All right, so let's look at this example on the left. So it says add the following by converting to fractions. So I'm going to use the place value of each of these numbers to convert it. So I'm going to do 1.58 or 1 and 58 hundredths. That's going to be 1, the whole number 1, plus, well, since 5 is in the tens place, that's going to be 5 tenths, plus the 8 is in the hundredths place, so that's going to be 8 hundredths. So that is that number written out in expanded form with fractions. That's my same plus sign. And then I'm going to do the same thing with 3.2, or 3 and 2 tenths. So this number, we'll do in this pink-red color, that's going to be the whole number 3, plus the digit 2 is in the tenths place, so 2 tenths. Now I'm going to do some rearranging. So I'm going to rearrange so that I put all the common bases together. Well, in this case, I'm going to put the whole numbers 1 plus the 3. So I'm going to move those up to the front. I'm going to put the tens together, 5 tenths and 2 tenths. 5 tenths and 2 tenths. And then I only have one with a 100 denominator, so that one I'm just going to move to the back. Now that I've rearranged it, I can add similar fractions, or whole numbers in the case here. 1 plus 3 is going to give me 4. When I'm adding fractions, keep the denominator 10, add up the numerators. 5 plus 2 is going to give me 7. And then this thing's just going to drop down because it doesn't have anything to combine with. Now I can reconvert that into decimal notation. 4.7 over 10 is 7 in the tenths place, and 8 over 100 is 8 in the hundredths place. So I will have 4.78 would be my final answer. All right, let's look at this one. 1, I now have 3 digits, and then I'm going to look at what happens if I need to carry. What happens if I get something over the fraction that's greater than 1 digit? All right, so let's first write this thing out with its expanded form. So let's use this red color, and how about yellow? All right, so 1.195. That's going to be a whole number 1. Oops, sorry, wrong pen. A whole number 1 plus that second 1 is going to be 1 in the tenth spot, plus 9 in the hundredth spot, plus 5 in the thousandths spot. Okay, so that's that number written out in expanded form. Plus, this one is interesting because these zeros, I don't need an expanded form. We saw that back in the last section, but still true. So I'm going to start here with 4 in the hundredths spot, plus 1 in the thousandths spot. Rearrange, put my like denominators and the whole numbers together. Well, in this case, there's only one whole number, and there's only 1/10. So that is going to stay up at the front, and then I'm going to bring in those back fractions to put them with their like denominators. And this is just the commutative property. It says that I can rearrange stuff and not change the value. Okay, so I put that one there and that one there. Everything else kind of just shifted back to make room for these other ones. All right, the 1, there is no other whole number, so that 1's going to fall down. There is no tenth, so I'll have plus 1/10. Now the hundredths, I'm going to keep the denominator, 100, add up the numerators. 9 plus 4 is going to give me 13. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the thousandths. Keep the denominator and add up the numerators. 5 plus 1 gives me 6. Now here's the interesting thing. I can't write a 13 as one digit. So this part right here, I can't write that as a one digit, but what I can do is carry that. Because really that is a 10. I can add that over to here and make that 2, 1.2, and then the 3, 6. And so it works very similar to how you probably remembered it in school. But if you have a number larger than one digit, whatever that tens digit is, you will just carry it over to the fraction to the left. And we'll see more of that why in these other representations.